Hard Mark Podcast.
Shrimp on the barbie. Shrimp on the barbie. Do you respect that? That's corruption. I could make a fake snake. You not pee in the pool. You not pee on the barbie. All of myself is clean.
Broadcasting from Ryan's neighbor's house with the yappy dog that refuses to shut the fuck up while we record. Welcome, take it away, MarkBot 5000.
Hey, thanks, Eric. This is MarkBot 5000 again. Definitely not the cerebral assassin. The King of Kings, the Gam, Triple H, and welcome to the Hard Mark Podcast, a show with the seductive and vivacious Eric Donaldson, wrestling fan of over 30 years. And who is that? Damn. Good. Introduces one match per episode to his co-host who has never watched wrestling. They talk about the backstory. They watch the match, and then they rank that match on their ever-growing list. And they rank it better than anyone else in this business. The purpose of the show is to see what happens when someone who's never watched wrestling is introduced to its most notable matches. And for the thousands in attendance, and the millions listening at home, let's get ready to suck it. Speaking of sucking it, here's Flying Ryan Murphy.
Is that it?
I like how you're always like, that's the first thing that comes out of your mouth. Is that it?
I didn't think it was. I just didn't think it was going to end there. I thought it was going to be more.
Maybe they're talking about you sucking down like a hot dog or like a cold, cool
Maybe
Coca-Cola or something.
You think that you should bring in your P data to bring it into MarkBot? I'm a fan of MarkBot 5000. I just think you know all the facts, you know.
Sure. Right, yeah. No, we don't want to give fake news or kind of have a what the no spin zone. That's what they call the Hard Mark Podcast. This is the land of no spins. Okay.
Yeah, we want to be the no spin zone of wrestling, you know.
Exactly.
But I did like, you know, with the finest Raiders, you know, like that's like
better than anyone else in this business.
You know, it was well executed.
And business is booming in the wrestling ranking business. It's what a hot commodity this line of work is. But it's wrestling time. We're going to talk about some professional wrestling action, and so let's just get into it. So Ryan, the last time that we visited the biggest wrestling company in the world, the WWF, we bore witness to The Undertaker losing his WWF Championship to Bret Hitman Hart in the main event of SummerSlam 1997. If you recall, Ryan, the finish of the match occurred when the special guest referee, the ever-humble Shawn Michaels, got in an argument with Hart, leading to Bret spitting in Michaels' face, which prompted Shawn to swing a steel chair for the fences. Bret ducked out of the way, and Shawn clocked The Undertaker by accident, costing Taker the match and the title. Does that ring a bell with you?
It does, yes. That one, I have vivid memories.
It was a great ending, a great spit, which led to some great chair shots. Overall, you liked the match. I don't know where it ranks off the top of my head, but it's up in the good section at minimum, I believe. We could always double check, but who actually cares? Just look at the list. We've got it posted. But in the aftermath of that match, The Undertaker began to stalk Shawn Michaels on a weekly basis, looking for revenge for Michaels' costly mistake. Shawn, growing more paranoid and angry, began to surround himself with allies. First, he brought in an insurance policy in the form of ravishing... What's funny? Not an actual insurance policy, sir.
That would be funny, though.
Yeah.
Go like Allstate, you know, like
yeah, it's just the Allstate insurance guy who was in Major League.
Yeah, protect yourself from mayhem, you know.
Like me. Yes, so the insurance policy that he brought in was in the form of ravishing Rick Rude, who is a man that we've previously seen on the program. We saw him way back in episode 20, the Lightning Round. We've also discussed him as the unlucky recipient of Jake the Snake Roberts' ejaculate. But back to the story at hand. Rude was brought in by Michaels as a bodyguard of sorts, someone to watch the Heartbreak Kid's back, while also providing support during his matches in the form of brass knuckles and other methods of gaining the upper hand on his opponents. Along with Rude, Shawn also aligned himself with a man by the name of Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Helmsley, who we have not seen yet, he started in the WWF in 1995 as a Connecticut blue blood. He was a way of Vince McMahon parodying his upper crust neighbors that viewed McMahon contemptuously due to his association with wrestling. So it was kind of a way of Vince McMahon striking out against his neighbors and, parodying them on his television show. Over time, Hunter Hearst Helmsley would break out of the one-dimensional shell of his pompous fancy guy character and eventually became more true to his real-life personality and real-life friendship with Shawn. Helmsley, rechristened at this time as Triple H, also brought along his female bodyguard and real-life girlfriend Chyna into the alliance. Which, are you familiar with Chyna? Have you heard of this name before?
You said female body.
Female bodyguard, yeah.
Is she protecting against all people or females?
She's protecting against all people. She's a very muscular, bodybuilding woman.
I'm not trying to be sexist. I'm just No,
I understand. She made her debut attacking a woman, but no, she would attack men and women without regard for gender.
Good.
One of her notable moves was like a big running low blow that she would do to men. From behind, usually.
Just a classic low blow.
Yeah, men. But she would wrestle. She would occasionally wrestle men. Eventually, she'd wrestle women. But starting out, she primarily would wrestle men because her body type was so much larger than the women on the roster at the time.
Just a quick side question: have we watched a match where it's woman versus man?
No, I don't think that we've seen an intergender match. Well, no, we have not. We watched a little bit of Andy Kaufman. That was one of the very first matches we watched where he was the intergender champion of the world, but we didn't watch a match where it was him versus a woman or anything.
Oh, we had. I feel like.
Have we?
I feel like we have, but doesn't strike my memory, but that's not uncommon.
I think we've seen clips of it. We've never actually sat down and watched and ranked a man versus woman match at this point.
Fair enough.
That could change, but yeah, right now, this is one of the. I'll freely admit, it would be probably good to do more women's matches, but at this point, we're more or less kind of tracking my fandom throughout the years, and women's wrestling, especially in the WWF, was not anything to write home about in the 90s. It was a lot of bra and panties matches and pudding matches and shit like that. And it's I don't want to waste our time. So Chyna was brought into this alliance. And now you have Shawn Michaels. Also have his bodyguard, his insurance policy ravishing Rick Rude, his friend Triple H, and Triple H's bodyguard Chyna. And so while they come as a collective, we're not going by this name just yet. That group of four would form the original version of one of the most controversial and popular wrestling factions of this era, D-Generation X. So D-Generation X, or DX for short, gained notoriety with their sophomoric brand of humor. They popularized the crotch chop, and they would go out of their way to make sexual references and jokes on a nightly basis, which essentially catapulted the WWF into what would come to be known as the Attitude Era.
Oh shit, here we are. We've made it. Were you a crotch chopping kid when you were growing up? Did that make its way to your radar? We knew that option was there. I didn't. You also had to be there's repercussions for taking on that act. So yes, for sure. If you were gonna crotch chop, how would you do it? Because DX, D-Generation X, most people when they crotch chop, they just kind of make a little arrow pointing down to their crotch. DX, when they would do it, they kind of X around their crotch, so the hands were kind of facing away from the junk as opposed to towards the junk. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I think you're talking about like wrestling, you crotch chop. I thought you were talking about a move. Oh, a move called the crotch chop. That's what I'm saying. You maybe want to avoid that. There would be repercussions. Kind of an unfair move. But you're talking about of course. Yeah, that was.
I don't think it was DX. I think it was the era. That's what I would say. Yeah.
DX. That was their contribution to society at large.
Is that where it came from? Like stemmed?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It definitely did. They popularized the crotch chop.
Yeah. Has it made a comeback at all? Like, a powerful move now. Like.
I mean, I don't know that. I mean, it's definitely not at its peak anymore. It's gone, downhill in popularity since then. But occasionally, you see it get busted out every now and again. It's not uncommon. Maybe we should bring it back.
It's a standout move, like
it turns
people
heads.
notice it.
It gets the people going.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so this collective of people, G-Generation X, served to insulate and protect Shawn from The Undertaker, frequently intervening in his matches and preventing Taker from exacting his revenge on Shawn. So as a response to these incidents and as a response to Undertaker not being able to get his hands on Shawn, a match was made for WWF In Your House Bad Blood that would pit Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker in a cage. However, this would not be an ordinary cage. This cage would surround the ring itself rather than being attached to it, and it would have a roof, ensuring that Michaels' DX buddies would be unable to physically involve themselves in the match. This cage would be known as Hell in a Cell, and it would become one of the WWF's most exciting signature matches in the decades to come. One last thing before we get into the data, before we watch this thing. It's also worth noting there's one loose end that remains unaccounted for from our previous WWF match, and that is The Undertaker's former manager, Paul Bearer. Bearer, who had been very vocal during The Undertaker's WWF Championship reign that the dead man's long-lost brother Kane was still alive and looking to confront The Undertaker, has been suspiciously quiet since the events of SummerSlam, where notably he was struck down by The Undertaker after briefly appearing ringside. Was that attack that The Undertaker made on Paul Bearer enough to silence Paul for good, or is he just biding his time until the right moment? Either way, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker are set to collide in the first ever Hell in a Cell in St. Louis. Have you been?
We almost moved to St. Louis.
I think you strike me as someone who'd enjoy it.
You can find me, St. Louis.
Well, who are you?
With the guns. It's a Nelly bit.
Okay, good. Did you ever used to wear the bandage on your cheek?
I was a big Air Force Ones guy too, like 7th grade, stomping Air Force Ones. All Nelly. Actually, I'm a huge Nelly fan, to be totally honest. Like, I think you should intro one of these like podcasts with a great Nelly hit. Maybe like St. Louis.
Maybe. I mean, I'll do.
I think you should get the rights.
Get the right. They can't be that expensive now. I mean, Nelly's had some hard times, I think.
Nelly's an all-time great, man. Like,
don't joke about
Nelly's
Nelly.
An all-time great.
But that's our match. So again, you've got Shawn Michaels. He's got his pals in DX. You've got The Undertaker. He's out for revenge. His burned up little baby brother might be out there, might not be. We don't know. That's again a carryover from the last match where Paul Bearer showed up and then he got his ass kicked and he ran away. So these are all kind of the items that are in motion right now. Do you have any questions around any of that?
See what a match in St. Louis looks like. That's
St. Louis, yeah.
Excited for the fanage.
As far as the data, my friend, Ryan's record is currently at 35 wins, 30 losses. He is currently on a 4-match losing streak. The longest losing streak that Ryan has had so far is 5, so he could actually tie that with a loss here today. Ryan, and last couple things, Ryan is undefeated in matches with Shawn Michaels as a competitor. Ryan has...
How many matches?
Only 2. We've only seen 2 Shawn Michaels. They're the ladder match, and then there was another one, Shawn Michaels versus Mankind, which I believe is 4th on our list right now. But yeah, you're undefeated in matches with Shawn Michaels as a competitor. Also, conversely, Ryan has never won a match with The Undertaker as a competitor. So this will be very interesting. One of these streaks are going to break here today on our episode. And that's it. That's the whole thing. Anything else before we watch it?
I do not have it yet.
All right. Well, let's take a brief break. We'll come back with you with some clips of the match, and then we'll give you our thoughts on Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker at Hell in a Cell.
But it's Michaels on the inside of the cage, not Triple H, not China, not Rude, and Michaels alone must deal with The Undertaker. Look at this, Undertaker from the ring post to the cell, pillar to post, or pillar to post. That's Hell in a Cell right there. Michaels is like a rag doll. And the last time I checked, McMahon, this cell was supposed to keep everybody in and everybody out. It's not supposed to be used as a weapon. No! Shawn Michaels just took a boot right in the kisser. Michaels coming right back. Oh no! Oh God, he just wiped out the cameraman. Michaels just wiped out the camera, landed right on top of the camera. No! Come on, Shawn! Oh my God! Got the cameraman! Come on! Oh, come on! The tough guy beat up a cameraman. Now he just kicked him in the back of the head. What is this? Leave him alone! Come on! And Michaels is going up. Michaels is going up on top of the cell. He's on top of the cell. Oh God, the Undertaker's going right after him. My God, what is this? And Michaels trying to get away from the Undertaker. Undertaker. Turn down, John. He just stepped on one hand. Incoming. Stepped on the other one. And now the Undertaker with a chair. Michaels is headed. Oh my God. Michaels' cranium just got cracked. Payback is a bit. Payback. Oh, it's all over. It's all over. Now we'll come to Tombstone. No. Wait a minute. Oh my God, wait a minute, it's Paul Bear! It's Paul Bear! And that's gotta be Kane! That's gotta be Kane! The Undertaker! Tombstone! Undertaker! Set up for the Tombstone! Driven down to the canvas! Look at Shawn Michaels! Crawling out of a pool of his own blood. Throwing his arm over the Undertaker's chest. We have one. We have two. No. Come on, no. No. Here is the winner, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. I've got the looks.
We're back. We just watched Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker Hell in a Cell. What did you think, Ryan?
I did not care for the first half, and then it got they're up on top of the on the ring, got really good, got interesting, and then I thought it continued to get a little bit better. It was kind of I was kind of excited for this to end, and then what the fuck that was at the end. This was the stupidest shit I've ever seen. I will never take a loss harder than that one. I won't. I couldn't. It was impossible to make the right decision and win. You made the right decision, you lost, basically.
It's funny too because our new number one as of a few episodes ago, Jerry Lynn versus Rob Van Dam. You lost that match, and yet you still respected it enough to have it be our new number one.
I can accept a fair L, Eric. I can accept a fair L. All right, I cannot accept an unfair L.
What was unfair about this L? If you couldn't tell already, Ryan did not win. He now matches his longest losing streak of all time at 5. What was unfair about this L?
I don't have to explain it. It's completely unfair. It came out of fucking nowhere. Oh, he tore the door down, but give me a break. Give me a fucking break. Fuck that. On the bottom of the match it was on the mat. They got dumb fucking match. Pissed me off.
Should we go to the notes, or do you have any other thoughts before we?
You can go to the notes. You can fucking hit your notes.
So we began watching this as the Hell in a Cell is being lowered to the ground.
Wait.
Yes.
I do want to say something, if I can mention.
Yeah.
highest expectations I've had going into a match with the intro. The intro was fantastic. I thought it would live up to that. It did not. Fucking worst match I've ever seen, actually.
Oh, come on. It is not the worst match you've ever seen. Eric,
stop it. Stop it with your, telling me what it was. All right? I had high hopes with the introduction. It was a fantastic introduction. More matches should start like that. And then it went to, complete dog shit after that.
Okay, so we've got the promo. Actually, we've got the interview segment first, which
is great too. Yeah,
I didn't love it. I didn't actually like it. I thought Shawn was not taking the match as seriously as he should have.
He didn't need to. No, he didn't need to take it seriously because we know what happened.
My favorite part of the interview was when he attempts to pass the interview to Triple H, who immediately gets cut off, which, knowing what wrestling fans know about Triple H in the future, is very funny in hindsight. But then we have the video package highlighting Shawn going from the WWF Golden Boy to total asshole, highlighting some of the brutal chair shots that Shawn has delivered to The Undertaker over the past couple of months. Then we cut to the live feed. Sergeant Slaughter is checking underneath the ring to make sure there's no funny business, no folks hiding under the ring, nothing like that. Finally, Shawn makes his entrance. He has Triple H and Chyna out with him. Shawn, he's basking in his crapulence with his shitty European title. Then the cage lowers down. Thunder rolls through the arena, signaling the arrival of The Undertaker, who uses his magic powers to turn the lights on. Shawn's very scared. DX gets cleared out, and so then the match is getting started. I know you mentioned this earlier, but it probably bears repeating. You were not in love with the first maybe half of the match or so?
No.
Why is that? Too slow?
Yeah, I thought it was your typical, wrestling bullshit. The announcers were way too into the bullshit. It was just even there's no crowd presence. I understand there was a cage around the crowd.
Typical bullshit for half the match. So we've got, it is a little slow. The story of the match, which I did tell Ryan just to try and set his expectations as best I could. But the story of the match, especially the first part, is Undertaker has been unable to get his hands on Shawn. He's out to get revenge for what Shawn has done to him. So the first part of the match was all Shawn running away, Undertaker stalking Shawn, and basically a very one-sided affair in the favor of the Undertaker at that point. But we have some brawling out on the outside of the ring. There's a big backdrop where Shawn kind of gets catapulted hip first onto the floor outside of the ring. They use the cell. There's a lot of kind of throwing into the cell. There's one point where Shawn gets kind of choked on top of the cell. I think really for you, the part where you started enjoying the match, and actually right around the point where you picked Undertaker to win, is when Shawn hit Undertaker with a pile driver on top of the ring steps.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
You are so boo-boo faced right now.
I'm just unhappy.
Which, for the record, is boo-boo faced. But yes, the pile driver happened, and then Shawn started wearing out Undertaker with a chair. I think the combination of those things gave you all the incentive that you need. Okay, Undertaker's going to come back. He's going to win this fucking thing, and you made your pick, and it was a valiant pick.
Highly valiant pick.
Highly valiant. Shortly afterwards, after that happens, Shawn ties up the Undertaker in the ropes, so Undertaker's just kind of hung up there for a bit. He charges at Undertaker, who catapults him over the top rope yet again. Shawn lands directly on a cameraman who happens to be ringside, and then Shawn takes... You really seem to enjoy that part. That you almost picked Shawn after he took out the cameraman.
I did. I should really like that part.
You should. In retrospect, you should have picked Shawn.
Yeah, no, maybe maybe I should have. A great part of the match. I'd forgotten about it after what I saw, but
yeah, I like and I know you're gonna just shit over anything that I try to compliment this match on. I love the intricacies of, because if you're looking for it, and if you're not looking for it, it doesn't take anything away from the match. But if you're looking for it, there's a couple of moments where Shawn's like swearing at cameraman inside the cage for like crowding him. And there's one point where he accidentally knocks a cameraman over as well. So like there's these little things. And then finally when he gets thrown over the top rope and he lands on top of the cameraman, it's like his frustrations boiled over, just fucking takes it all out on the cameraman. And that is the kind of incentive for them to open the door of the cell so they can escort the cameraman out. And then that gives Shawn the opportunity, after he hits the sweet chin music and the Undertaker immediately sits up, Shawn's like, oh, fuck, and then runs the hell out of the cell at that particular point. So, like, really, really well done, I thought, overall.
Just, go on. Just tell the story about the match.
So then, Jesus Christ, I think that you have been equally this shitty after losing, but it's been a while. But they're brawling outside of the ring. There comes a point where Shawn is being catapulted by his feet into the side of the cell. We talked about this a little bit during, but yeah, one of the greatest blade jobs of all time. Basically, while Shawn's laying there waiting to get tossed into the cage, he kind of very quickly, covertly blades himself. So then by the time he gets thrown into the cage, you can start to see kind of the blood starting to pool around his head. Very, very expertly done blade job by Shawn Michaels.
That was nice. It was well done. It was. I mentioned it, in fact.
I don't know how to win with you right now in your current mood. You're ornery, and I don't know what to say to make you not that way.
Yes, you don't have to. Just continue.
So then Shawn climbs up the top of the cage, top of the cell. Undertaker climbs up after him. We've got a lot of back and forth, just like probably the highlight of the match, if you had to say. Just the whole crowd's going fucking apeshit. You can hear everyone going nuts at this point. They do some backdrops. There's a point where Undertaker presses Shawn up over his head and like slams him on top of the cage. You can see like the cage gives a little bit. I know you were kind of mentioning like I would never do any of these things on top of a fence like that.
Zero chance. That's fucked up. that was the highlight of the match. Like, it could have done so well, and they just let it deteriorate from that point forward.
So Shawn attempts again to run away. He starts climbing down the cell. Taker catches him,
and note that he did climb. Well, okay, I'll give you the first. Okay, you can go with the first part.
So Shawn,
sorry.
Okay. Are you okay? So Shawn starts climbing down the cell. Undertaker grabs him by the hair to like catch him and stop him. They kind of brawl a little bit back and forth while Shawn's like hanging from the cell. And then you made, in my opinion, the call of the night by claiming that Undertaker Mufasa'd Shawn Michaels from the top of the cell.
He did. He straight up Mufasa'd him.
He straight up Mufasa'd him. Which was accurate, there's no way to more accurately describe what exactly happened. He stomps the left hand, Shawn's hanging by the right, stomps the right hand, Shawn falls through the table, which the table didn't provide a whole ton of support. He basically just briefly got his fall broken, landed on a monitor, and then hit the concrete from there.
I was willing to be okay with him then, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but then him climbing down because I thought it was going really well for me. But
yeah,
now after the fact, I am not okay with him climbing down. I thought he should have jumped off the top of the cage and landed on him. And I give 0 points to how he handled it after that.
How he handled it. So after Shawn goes through the table, the two gentlemen make their way back into the cell, back into the ring. Undertaker hits a big choke slam from the very top rope, which sends Shawn spiraling. And then Undertaker goes outside the ring, grabs another steel chair, clobbers Shawn. Like that fucking chair shot was brutal. We can both agree on that.
The blue chair?
The blue chair.
Yeah, it was.
From Undertaker and Shawn.
Again, at that moment, I was ecstatic. I was, fuck yeah, like this could get up there. It was really good shit. Solid chair.
Yeah.
One of the best I've seen.
One of the better chair shots we've seen.
I mean, I was like sitting here like, holy shit, I don't always sit at a chair shot, but I would put my head down and be like.
You did, yeah. You recoiled in terror at the chair shot. Which then, after Shawn gets taken out by the chair, Undertaker signals he's going for the tombstone, hits the cutthroat signal, and then the lights go dark, all pitch black, and then you hear this ominous organ music start to play. Red lighting envelops the entire arena, and then emerging from the back comes Paul Bearer with his seemingly new charge from what Vince McMahon seemed to speculate on commentary that appeared to be the Undertaker's younger brother, Kane. Which you knew immediately, like, oh, now I'm fucked. Like, as soon as you saw that guy, you were like, this is bad for me.
Dumb as fuck, in my opinion, but...
So, Kane rips the door off its hinges, takes the referee out, enters the ring. Undertaker's incredulous. He's staring at his younger brother. He can't believe what he's seeing in front of his very eyes. Kane, then he summons his dark powers. He lifts his arms to the sky. He violently thrusts them down, and then pillars of flame shoot from the turnbuckles, demonstrating his own magic powers, rivaling that of his older brother, the Undertaker. As the Undertaker looks around to take in these eruptions of fire, Kane he ambushes the Undertaker, picks him up, tombstone pile driver, exits the ring. Shawn, meanwhile, has just enough presence of mind as he's laying in a puddle of his own blood to roll over, make the pin with one arm, with his last bit of strength. The referee then crawls with all of his might into the ring. 1, summons more energy. 2, and with his last gasp of strength, 3, Shawn Michaels wins the day.
I don't want to have the fans think that I can't appreciate a good story. I understand a good story, all right? When I'm out here making picks, all right, off my own back, making these picks,
yeah,
it hurts to get,
sometimes
to get blindsided like that. You make the right pick, and you just blindsided as fuck, and that's it. It's game over. Now so. I'm
trying to think of a scenario where you where like the same type of thing ever happened, but in your favor. It doesn't usually. Most of the time when shit like this happens, it's usually against you.
That's because I usually make the right fucking pick logically, and I get fucked. I mean, you're picking these goddamn matches, and you're just beating me every single time.
I mean, it's a historically relevant match. We saw the debut of The Undertaker's younger brother, Kane. He was burned in a fire, Ryan. I mean, don't you think that burn victims deserve justice too? Should we go to the science, my friend?
Yeah, we can go science. I don't know how I'm going to rate this.
I don't either. I don't even want to argue with you. You're in a bad mood after all this.
I'm not in a bad mood.
You're in a shitty mood.
I'm in a bad mood.
I wouldn't want to.
I just want to come on here, make the right pick, and walk away one time instead of this is like. And I don't want to judge the match off that. I'm not an asshole. I respect the data. I respect the science.
Yeah, because there were good elements of the.
There was. I thought. All right, if we take this match and we just play it without the ending, right?
Okay.
Undertaker takes this match. That's how I'm going to rate this. I'm not going to.
So hold on. You're ranking it as if The Undertaker won the match?
I'm going to rank it as The Undertaker won the match.
Okay. What is that? What does that mean for your ranking? This is highly unorthodox. We have not pretended as if something that did not actually happen in real life has happened before for a ranking.
All right.
It's our first pretend ranking we've ever done in the history of the program.
I did the first half of this match bothered me. The commentators bothered me. The direction the match was going in was just too stereotypical. And it got insane. It got really good. It got St. Louis. Holy shit! I'm glad I didn't fucking garbage fucking city as far as what I saw.
Holy shit! They were okay. All right. You know what? Just let baby have his bottle. Let's.
I mean, just because of what it had in the second part, I'm in the 30-40 range.
Oh, you're thinking 30 to 40 even with Even factoring in the fact that you're ignoring...
I'm not even taking into account that I got totally fucked on this match. I'm not even considering that part.
Yeah, no, I can tell you're being very impartial right now.
Biased about a match, Eric, all right?
Yeah, never. Not once.
41.
Why do you say that?
41. That's just where it belongs. I think it's fitting for this fucking match.
Oh, well, it's fitting that a misogynist like you would bump down Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for that. One of the only 2 women's matches we've seen. But 41 it is. I'm not gonna argue.
Maybe it should go 42, Eric. You want to tell me into all right, I made my call. Fuck it, 41 is where it belongs. Jesus Christ.
Okay, man. It's the new 41. That's in the okay section, right?
Well, it's the bottom of okay, just so everyone's
lower half of okay. Not quite bad, but lower half of okay. All right. Well, what a fun-filled episode that was, everybody.
I do have to. Curiosity always makes me like, where do you put this match?
Way higher than where you put it.
Where I have to rank it. Like, can you just give me a section? Or
I can. I'm just saying much higher than where you put it. This would probably be. I think it'd be somewhere in great. Maybe around.
Really?
Great? Yeah, maybe around like 13-ish.
What makes it? Is it the story for you? Is that like the last part hold?
I mean, the story, it's just so well done from like needing an excuse to get out of the cell that was like somewhat plausible. And like the thing with the cameraman was good. You know, it was admittedly a little slow at the start, but like, especially after that initial part, after the pile driver, pretty good action. You know, the part, as soon as they get out of the cell, super fucking exciting. The crowd was super into it. The stuff on top of the cell was amazing. The bump through the table was good.
But I'm just saying there was never any there was still even when they got on the top of the cell, which is I did like that. There's really never any exciting crazy drops or moments in this match. If he had jumped off top of the cage,
we both agreed that would be horrendously dangerous to do that.
But the practice for this, I just think that would have been a great that would have bumped it up,
I mean, I'm just giving you my pick. That mine would be right around 13.
Okay, I just think it's really high.
Well, I think yours is really low.
Oh, fuck like I did, Eric.
And it was a classic debut. A lot of people say that the debut of Kane is one of the greatest debuts in WWF history. Would you agree?
Oh. No, he didn't even do anything. He just a little.
He ripped the door off its hinges and he gave a tombstone pile driver to his older brother. How is that not doing anything?
He didn't have to fight the door, Eric. He didn't even. If he had to rattle the door to get it open, maybe. Oh, that's he just fucking took it off. Come on.
He summoned fire from the turnbuckles, from the ring posts.
All right.
Have you ever summoned fire from a ring post? You're just fucking jealous over here. I think that's your problem. I'm not saying I think it's the best debut in WWF history, but a lot of people do say that.
I ranked it 13th out of 100 matches we watched.
We've not watched 100. We've watched this is the 67th match we've seen. But still, I would say
if you round up,
I would say it is not out of the realm of possibility because that is in our great section. I don't think that it is heinous to say that the very first Hell in a Cell between Shawn Michaels and Undertaker is a great match. It's certainly better than a good match, in my opinion. This just proves that you've got a lot more to learn about professional wrestling, sir. You'll come around. By the end of this run, you'll get there. But we gotta finish the episode out. Ryan's getting cranky. I don't know if he's hungry. He just needs his nappy changed. Hard to say exactly, but
I am hungry.
Well, it's time we get you fed. It's time you get a fucking microphone set up because I can hear all the fucking static from your goddamn microphone. Good luck, future Eric, editing all that bullshit out. I thought we figured it out how you could change over to your fucking computer microphone. I can hear all that. Yes, that. So fucking annoying.
I'm sorry, all right? I'm here on fucking Tuesday, okay?
You're on fucking Tuesday. Okay, it's time, everybody. We're coming to blows, and before we do, it is time for Eric's Wisdom Tree.
That was weak, man. Did you even hit it?
Yeah, I hit it.
It didn't sound like it.
Eric's motherfucking wisdom tree, bitch. Did that come through?
Yeah. Bring some excitement. Yeah.
Things that are free, Ryan, are only free. Can you not? So loud when you do that. Things that are free are only free if your time is worth nothing.
Oh, God. I don't know how deep I'm not that. Sometimes you pick up free shit on the side of the road. It's free. It's a bargain.
That's still time. You're having to pull over, load it into your car, figure all that bullshit out. That's not, nothing's free. Things that are free are only free if your time is worth nothing. Case in point, Ryan. Case in point. I recently...
You have an example?
I sure do. I'm glad you asked. I recently got tickets to the Seattle Sounders, everyone's favorite Seattle soccer club. And they were free tickets. My wife won them in a contest. And so she's like, would you want to... First, she actually even asked me, would you want to, for me to enter this free contest? And I was like, sure, why not? It's free, whatever. And then we were supposed to ride down with her sister, and they were going to drive me down. We were going to meet up with my wife. We were going to drive down the stadium from there. We had free parking, like a parking pass was included on this thing. I was like, oh man, this is going to be fucking great. It'll be excellent. Her sister got sick the day of the game. And so then it's like, okay, well now I don't have a ride anymore. So now I had to Uber down there, which cost me like 60 some odd dollars. And then we had to, figure out parking, which that was a whole big fucking ordeal. And then the beer and the food. And it's like, by the end of this free night, now I'm out $100 to $150. So nothing's truly free.
Yeah, but Eric, that's not free.
Well, I
you just said you decided to buy beer and parking, and that's not free.
Things that are free, everybody. Shut up about Ryan. He's in a tainted mind space. He can't think clearly right now. But it's only free if your time is worth nothing. So remember that next time someone offers you free tickets to something. Is that really free at the end of the day, or is that taking away time from your valuable busy schedule that you could be doing other things? I'm not even saying that I had a bad time in the game.
No. None of what you said takes away from your time.
It did take away from my time. I had to spend, my full 90 at the Sounders game, Ryan.
Yeah, but you bought all the shit that you're complaining about not being free. You had free tickets to go to Sounders. You could have just sat there and watched, but you decided, hey, I'm at the Sounders game. I want a beer. You decided for all shit, Eric. You paid for it. You're not talking about free. What you're saying right now doesn't even make sense, okay?
You were looking for any possible way to disrupt.
No, I would not do that.
You would do that. You're vengeful and spiteful right now. You're like Kane, and I'm like the Undertaker right now. I'm trying to do the right thing, and you're just barging in here. You're tearing off the fucking door of my wisdom, and you're just like, fuck off! And then you're just setting fire to everything, whereas I'm just trying to, live my life, dog. Undertaker style.
Yeah, not free, though.
It still stands, Ryan. My advice, the wisdom, it still stands. And hey, if you like soccer... That's fine. This isn't even a condemnation of soccer. I'm just saying, hey, think about what the real cost is at the end of the day when you're offered free tickets, free parking. Is it really free, or is there going to be some back end shit? Just give us.
And when you decide to buy parking and beer,
parking was free, Ryan. Parking was free.
You said parking was a whole big deal.
It was a pain in the ass, but it wasn't. But it didn't cost money.
Nothing you did was free. You knew that going in. Nothing you were going to do that night was free. A portion of something for free, and then fucking spent it up, and that's now why you've come up with this weird Eric's wisdom tree. That is false.
Hope you choke to death on that fucking thick water. Hope it slides down your gullet and you just choke to death. The worst way to go. And I've never wished death on you at the end of this program, because I think that's a bad way to end a podcast. But I'm doing it now because you need a wake up call, sir. You need to fucking get with the program. You need to get a life, Ryan. Well, that said, next episode, this is Rumpus Time. That's coming out on September 22nd. Everybody, Ryan, you have anything to impart to the people?
I have nothing. I gave it every fucking thing that I had.
Beware of strange brothers. Make the good pick, and if it doesn't go your way, just pretend it never happened. Bonus wisdom for everybody.
Okay.
You don't have anything to chime in with. Fine, fuck it. If you're not hard, get hard. Once you get hard, stay hard. That's all, folks. Ryan's not saying anything. He's not allowed to talk because he's upset and boo-boo faced. We'll see you next time on Rumpus Time. Thank you very much. He brought in an insurance policy in the form of ravishing